Hey, good morning, everyone. I actually want to talk about two things today, if I can, if I'm not too long-winded. Um, One of them is, so let's see, I only did two weddings this weekend, but one of them is about your friends, either catering or being the kitchen help and having your aunt's best friend and blah, blah, blah. So, I really want to encourage everyone when you are holding an event to hire professionals. And here's why. A couple reasons, but one of them's really simple. So when we show up in all black, very professional, hair professional, so it won't get in your food. But we also wear gloves, and we've been food handler trained and have our permits. So there's that element, but people know who to ask. If you're wearing, just regular clothes, or your friends are, your auntie is, and she's doing all the work. She's not able to enjoy, and she had a part in your life, so wouldn't she want to see it? Or maybe it's her friend's friend. I have a friend who, has done tons of weddings. That's fantastic. I love that. I think it's beautiful. That's kind of how I got into the industry, because my mother used to do all this stuff and throw these amazing parties. And however, with that being said, there is a certain element of having that professionalism. And so we had a few event staff, but all the caterers and getting the food, but there was chaos and not a lot of organization, even though this woman has done 50 weddings or does 50 a year. And she's a friend of the family and was lovely. Loved working with her. But, and we were the help, we were the hands that made sure things were expedited. But it was kind of a little hard to keep my mouth shut. But because we don't serve while there's a toast being done, right? I mean, professionals know we don't serve while there's a toast being done. We don't collect plates while there's a toast being done. The first dance, we're not collecting plates. If we are, it's in the outskirts, and we're very, very careful, because people want to see daughter and dad dance together. They want to see the couple dance together. Now, if this is an anniversary party, or you got a promotion, same thing. Like, we know the etiquette of how to collect plates and how to serve. And, so those things are really important, and your friends just may not know that. There's also a laundry list of that facility that you rented. There's a laundry list of things to do before you get to leave. Now, you had your auntie do the catering, and that's lovely, but is she going to pull up the mats and mop? Because she may not know how to do that and want to do that, quite honestly. So know your facility. The other thing about the facility when you don't hire a professional is they may not, they may need to boil some water and not know that a lot of these facilities don't have, any tools or pots and pans for you to borrow. So when you're renting a venue, make sure you do a full run through and know what the facility actually has. Because if you want to heat up water for chafing dishes and there's nothing to heat it up with, that's a problem. But professionals have those tools and they know those things. So anyway, that's my little tip. I know sometimes maybe it's a cost issue or a money issue. And if that's the case, find a good quality call people, get bids, and find good quality staffing. I would say that Party on the Rocks is, of course, amazing. We are not caterers. We are staffing, event staff, and bartenders. So we're the hands, we're the extra hands, but we're also going to fold your chairs and put them away too. And we're going to put all your linens in the bag and drag it to the front door. So when Act Rental shows up, all they have to do is walk out the door with it. and do their counts. So there's a huge, huge difference. We also come with serving trays, and moms and aunties usually don't. So and I had a great time. So it doesn't bother me. I mean, I'll do whatever you want me to do. It doesn't bother me any. I just think you're putting a lot on your friends. You just are. You're expecting a lot. And weddings today aren't the same weddings that we had in the 80s, okay? They're much more elaborate. There's much more detail. And so yeah, they may have done, weddings for all their friends. Weddings have evolved. They're totally different. Totally, totally different. So that's one thing. I guess, I'm about 5 minutes, so I'll wrap it up here and I'll do a completely different one. But should you have any questions, there's a lot of etiquette that goes into planning a wedding. So if you need my help, feel free to reach out on my Instagram, Life Wine and Cupcakes, or you can hit me up here on Facebook. It's super easy to find. My email is lifewineandcupcakes@gmail.com. But there's definitely a lot more to it. It's not just what fork to use. It's just how to do things. And I think you're just adding a lot of pressure on people that honestly don't do things. And when you've got 7 people that are so willing to help because they love you, they do. They love you and they want to help. That is fantastic. But they usually don't have a clue. And there's usually, and I'm saying that with kindness, but they just usually, there's like, they kind of have a list of things to do, but then there's like, what do you think? What do you think? What do you think? In the bathroom or in the back. And finally I have to say, this is how it needs to be done. Let's go. But it wasn't my call to do that because that's not what I was hired to do that day. So, anyway, but I can't keep my mouth shut. I gotta jump in because somebody's got to. Otherwise it's crazy. So that's it for now. All right. Talk to you later.